welcome back to my channel. I know I've been very sporadic with my videos. I've had some camera issues, and I know it's been a couple of months since I made a video, and I do apologize. I actually thought that it was my memory cards, but I had a brand new one, and the same thing happened. I lost so much footage on like 3 or 4 pictures that I had half done, you know, and the video was black screened with no audio. And it turns out it's not the memory card because I have a brand new one now. It's actually the camera. This one films for 20 minutes and then it, you know, starts over. So every time I record and it restarts. So every time it does that, if I don't stop the video and check to make sure that it recorded, do you know what I mean? For some reason, mid-record, it just goes black screened or something. So I am working on that. My husband actually wanted to get me a new camera for Christmas, and I think I might let him because I've had this one for like 5 or 6 years, and it's been a really good little camera. I paid like $99 for it or something. But last year I got so many questions about snow and coloring snow, and you know, requests to color more pictures with snow and trees and snow. So I thought, since I was working on, you know, my Christmas pictures, that I would make this little video and explain to you guys, you know, how I color snow and why I color it the way I do. You know, not everyone uses the same, you know, techniques and things like that. And maybe give some of the new people that are new to colored pencils maybe some little tips or tricks that they can use, you know, to color their snow, so they don't have to feel apprehensive or even nervous about it. I have seen quite a few videos on snow, you know, showing you how they color their snow, and maybe that, you know, maybe you're still not quite sure about why or how. So I'm going to show you how I color snow, and you know, maybe if it helps just one person, I guess I did okay. So this is the picture I'm using. This is out of the Creative Haven winter books, and I did print this off on my own paper. Jan, one of my dear friends, actually recommended this paper, and I do like it. It's not toothy, but you can get a good, you know, 15, 13 layers on here. So I'll pop a picture of that here in case anyone wants to know. So with every picture that has, you know, snow and snowflakes and all of that, it is about reading the page, and that sounds maybe harder to you guys than it actually is, because you and I could both have this picture and read it completely different, and that's okay, you know, because it's your picture. Snow is white on top, that's snow. But underneath the building up of snow is something. Underneath there's, you know, dirt, grass, concrete, brick, leaves, you know, rocks, whatever. There's something underneath the snow, and it's built up. So the very top is going to be, you know, of course, the white. Like this would be white. The top of this mountain would be white. The top of this little peak would be white. The top of the house. Top of that little mound there, the top of this little hill here, you know what I'm saying? So the colors that you choose for your ground colors, they can be whatever you want. Today I'm going to use these colors. You don't have to use 5 colors. You could just use like 3 blues and 3 grays. I like to mix the gray and blue when I have a specific idea in mind about what I want the end result to look like. So for this one, I want to mix it, you know, gray and blue. I see a lot of people use like a, you know, a darker blue, a medium blue, and then a, you know, a lighter blue. I'm going to use a mix, and I'll show you why. I did this picture as an example for you guys. Now I haven't done the white on it yet, but as you can see, the end result is going to leave it leaning more towards a blue, you know, result. And that's perfectly fine. That would work, you know, if that's what your snow is going to be, more blue. But I wanted this one to be not so blue, but not completely gray. And I'll show you a couple of examples of what I mean. So this one I used mostly all gray, I believe, except for like a light, cloud blue or a skylight blue or something here, but I used mostly all grays. And you can see the final result. It does leave more of a gray kind of undertone. The sky is like pink and peach, so reflecting off the snow is a little bit of pink here, some pink here. And then I did this picture here, and this one I used mostly shades of blue, and you can see the difference. This one has more of a blue, kind of final undertone, and that one's just a little bit more gray. It's just depending on what you want the undertone of your picture to be, because I don't want this one to be too blue, but I don't want it to be all completely gray either, because of what I have in mind for the rest of the picture. I'm going to start with the 70% cool gray, and I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little. But because there's so many different thicknesses of the snow mounds, when there's a super small area, I'm not going to, make it super high up. I'm going to keep it kind of tight to the line. And since this is going up, okay, I'm going to put just a little bit where the ground would be, it's dirty. The first layer of snow is always dirty because there's grass, dirt, whatever. So I'm just going to do a little bit just to get the first layer of dirt started, you should say. And then we have, this part of the fence, and so this mound right here, the snow's been falling. So down here is going to be the dirty ground, and it's going to, be raised to the pretty snow. That's what I see. This is like he has plowed the driveway, right? So it's, smoother. So this snow would be going away from the door this way because he's plowed it, to make it where they can drive about and walk down their sidewalk without falling, or whatever the story you have going on there. That's what I'm going to assume. So it's going, it's been pushed this way. And you're really taking your ground color and fading it to white snow. So, and again here, the snow's been pushed this way, so I'm going to put my ground here. And because this is not a very big, little section, I want to keep it really close, because especially if you're not going to finish using a gel pen or a Posca marker, all you're going to have it say is your white pencil. You want to keep it as close to the line as you can, the darker shades, because when you get to the top, if you've moved your ground colors up too high, that white pencil won't cover it all on its own. Myself, I'm going to use a Posca marker or a gel pen, so it's it's okay if I go a little higher than you would go. Now on this one, this is a really big area, and so because it's bigger, I'm going to say that the snow has fallen higher here, okay? So I can bring the ground color out just a little bit more. Because I'm going to go, up a little bit more, because to me, more snow has fallen on this little hill. And then some people, if they make their snow like more grayish, they'll make their snowballs more blue, or the other way around. I'm going to keep mine the same, but you can absolutely, alter the color just a little bit. So I would just make my little snowball. Okay, and then the leaves as well, depending on, like if you're going to have a sun, or something, you'll have to decide where your light source is. But even on this leaf, there's going to be something, with the snow, there's still going to be something on the bottom, a leaf, a pine cone, whatever, the snow has fallen onto something. So I'm going to keep my snow on my trees the same. Like with clouds are white, but as you go deeper into the cloud, they get grayer, and darker, because of the rain, you know, inside. So they don't stay, you know, solid white all the way through if they're, you know, thick, because, you know, it's a cloud without water, right? So my light source is coming from, you know, from above. So I'm going to keep my shadows on the underneath side here and more to the right, because I'm going to have this part lit up, you know. So that's how I'm deciding where my shadows of my snow are going to be. So I would do, you know, all of the leaves and all of the snowballs and all of the little mounds here. See, like this is like a little dip here. And then the fence, do you see the snow on the fence? And I'm going to keep it really tight because that's not a lot of snow. You know, I don't want it to get too dark on top where you can't tell that it's snow, especially if you don't have a gel pen, you know. If you don't have a gel pen, you may not want to put this darkest gray first on this. You may want to start with the slate gray, you know what I mean, and just use like 2 or 3 colors on here instead of all of these, because it's such a small area. And then on the fence posts themselves, there's little snow mounds here, and then more snowballs. And you know, it's snow. It doesn't have to be fantastically, you know, accurate, because you know, snow doesn't always fall perfect, you know. And so down here, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so now with the frame of it, you can leave this white and just snow and have, you know, the snow coming up. I myself like to envision that there is, you know, something here as well. So I'm going to bring the snow in just a little bit, just to frame it in snow. You do not have to do that. You could just leave this white, you know, till it goes up here. But, you know, I like to kind of envision that there's like another mound here or something. So I'm going to do this. Okay, so once you read the land and read, you know, where your snow, you know, has been pushed or moved or, you know, walked about or whatever, you just lay down your snow. See how flat it is? The snow's been pushed this way, and then see the little mounds? It's been pushed this way. So that's how I'm reading it. You absolutely may not read it that way, and that is fine. You know what I mean? And then move on to the next color. I chose so many colors. Like I said, if I didn't have a Posca marker or a gel pen, I would start with this slate gray on the fence post, and I wouldn't use the muted turquoise because it's such a small little area, see? So, but I do, so I can use it, you know, and be okay. Again, the snow's falling, so we're building up. And I'm just bringing it up. And even if I were just using all pencils, I would bring this up a little higher because it's a lot of white snow, you know. And then I would also be doing this to my little snow on the trees here. These aren't really the best trees to show you guys, but like this is snow, so I would be doing, you know, the under part of the snow. Like this one, for instance, I would be doing this little part of the snow, you know, medium gray, slate blue, you know, to the 10% cool gray. I would be doing that on these trees too. They're just a little bit small in detail, and I'm gonna do it, but you're not gonna be able to see, you know, the colors being laid down because the area is so small. So just pretend. And then my leaves. Okay, and then you wouldn't have to use a muted turquoise. You could just go to 10% cool gray if you didn't want to add the little bit of blue that I want to add. I want to add just a dash of a darker blue for my specific picture, but you don't have to add this blue. So I'm going to add just a little bit of muted turquoise. Like I said, you do not have to use 5 colors. 3 would be sufficient. Snowflakes here and things like that. And then I'm going to the 10% cool gray. I kind of like to frame when it's all snow, like directly on the bottom. I kind of like to frame it a little bit as opposed to just leaving it all white snow, especially in the corners here. But you know, definitely don't have to do this part. This is just something I'm doing specifically. Like you can see on this one, I framed it to where like there was a mound of snow coming in here, but then on this side, you know, it was just smooth snow out. Just because there's so much snow going on in this picture, it's basically all snow. The whole background is snow. All of the groundwork is snow. I have this little bit of sky here, so I do want to add a little bit more, you know, kind of framing to it where it would just be white, you know. So I've got the 10% cool gray done, and I've done, you know, the snowballs into the ground. And now I'm going to add a little bit of cloud blue. Just bringing it in. Now, see, I don't have to worry about the small little things getting to, you know, blue because I have a little pen. Oh, and I don't know if I did this when I kind of sped through, but this is a branch and there's snow that's fallen and frozen on the branch. So I'm also doing this branch here with a little bit of snow. And this, you know, because it's a brown branch, I could have not added any blue at all to this, and it would have looked just as natural if I would have just kept it all gray. And I probably would have if I weren't doing this for you guys. I didn't want to confuse anyone. But I used all of the colors on everything that I was doing, you know, for snow for this. I wouldn't have added the blue. I would have just kept it, you know, the 70% cool gray, the slate gray, and then the 10% cool and the muted turquoise. I wouldn't have added this normally. but I didn't want to, you know, change up. That's why I left my snowballs the same. For the sake of this, I wanted to do all of the same colors. So that's why I did that. So there's my cloud blue. And then I just fade it with the white into, you know, the little mounds here. And it is just bringing it, you know, to white. Okay, and then when you're done, all right, I kind of colored a little bit more on this, but I wanted to show you, I haven't done the birds or anything yet, but I wanted to show you kind of the final product here. I have it on video, but it's going to be for the actual, you know, color along on this. This is just for the snow, so. But I went ahead and did the leaves and the berries and stuff so you guys can see now that, because, you know, when it's just the snow, it looks a bit blank, doesn't it? I mean, I don't want you to, you know, see it without anything else on it and think that it, you know, doesn't look right, or you don't think you did it right or whatever. So this is where I've colored the leaves and the berries, and this is what it would look like if I just left it at the pencil. It looks perfectly fine, you know, but I like to add, now this is a Jelly Roll gel pen. I got like a set of 4 of these for like $6 at Amazon, and this is what I'm going to use today. But I also have, you can use a white Posca paint pen. There's so many places you can get these at, and these are my 2 favorite things for snow. I used the Posca on most of my pictures last year. This one I used the gel pen, and then on this one I used the Posca paint pen. I do have this paint pen as well. This is the Sharpie paint. It's a very nice paint pen, but it's better for clouds for me. If you've seen me use it with the clouds, once you tap it away, you know, and tap it, it kind of taps very transparent. So you kind of have to keep, you know, layering it up over and over. And the Posca just has a lot, you know, better coverage for that. So I'm using this Jelly Roll gel pen here, and I'm gonna just add my little snowball here. Okay, and then for my leaf here, make that not so perfect, because, you know, snow just doesn't fall in this, you know, perfect little line or whatever. Irregular and poofy. So if you're using the pencil, don't make your leaf so perfect. Take the green that you're using and maybe kind of, you know, just so it doesn't look such a perfect little line, you know. Kind of make it look a little, you know, irregular and all that good stuff. Like that. That way it doesn't have that, you know, that doesn't look realistic. But see how the white comes out? So, you know, once you pull your, you know, ground colors, I should say, you just kind of fade it into nice white pretty snow, and then you can decorate it with pins or markers or. So yeah, that's how I color snow. I do hope these tips, you know, helped someone. I hope maybe it helped just one person. I'm not sure, and maybe gave you a little bit more confidence when you color snow. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you had a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.